I was terribly wrong on the Andy on Blast. I don't know how to continue with my channel anymore. A terrible, terrible mistake. I feel so ashamed. It just could not happen. Not with me. How can you actually follow me after this? Listen to anything I have to say. The issue is Blast airdrop in certain days is not going to be 150 million United States dollars. It's actually going to be 1 billion United States dollars. 6 times more liquidity will be coming on chain with Andy on Blast as the top meme on it. I want to apologize to you as I was reducing the numbers. Today we will talk about 3 things. First, the fact that airdrop will not be $150 million, but based on calculations of people who are farming it, $1 billion. Secondly, we will go through the reasons that might be stopping you from entering the project at this stage, including what if Andy on Blast is just an airdrop pump and dump in the first place and people will just sell on the airdrop, right, and do nothing? What if there are some other Andys that have larger market cap and things like that? How we deal with that situation? And thirdly, you might think, oh, it's already a 20 million market cap since last week. It pretty much did a 4 or 5x from the lows of the last week. What if it's already too high to actually get in at this stage? I will respond to this question as well. Without further ado, let's start. On this channel, I'm sharing everything with numbers and with proof in the first place. Let's actually dive into the projections of how large the airdrop for Blast is actually going to be. This is the reply of one of the holders of Andy on Blast. Hey Stan, thanks for leading the way with bringing awareness to Andy. Just want to correct you on your airdrop estimate you keep saying though, which is even more bullish. The Blast farming community has a consensus of 6 billion, which is a conservative estimate. Here is speaking about the market cap of Blast here, not the liquidity that will be added into the chain. The airdrop will be broken down as follows. Blast points 6%, Blast gold 6%, Blur 2%, total of 14%, which means if we launch at 6 billion at the token generation event, June 26, airdrop value is around $840 million. I shared a post on my page which summarizes the different valuations for a Blast farmer who has run the numbers. These numbers are obviously not set in stone, but will be close. It's much better to be close to 1 billion to $840 million than be close to $150 million, right? There is also going to be season 2, which Pacman Blur could likely reward meme coins even more, which will ignite the most insane meme season on Blast. Pacman Blur is the founder, is the main developer engineer of Blast, right? And season 2 is the additional season of Blast airdrop because the whole ecosystem is based on incentivizing the users and people who are active inside the ecosystem, which is quite bullish long term for the potential of the whole thing. And as mentioned in one of my tweets, a team that took 80% of NFT market share with Blur in less than a year, they definitely know how this industry works in the first place, right? Pacman, the founder of Blast, is able to adapt like no other, and I expect season 2 to be even bigger, especially when the Twitter timeline is full of bull posts. I just claimed my Blast season 1 airdrop worth $57,000. Come and join in for season 2 with my affiliate code. And some additional information. ZK trading at 8 billion valuation pre-market with volume. Blast is a different league, so that is more bullish news. And you might say, Stan, this is just one projection of one guy. This person actually runs a Blast airdrop farming group where they figure out tactics, how to farm these things better and things like that. And it's not just projection from one person. First of all, he has all the proofs in terms of the calculations on his page where people are discussing this, and I have some more feedback from other people because I got a bunch of DMs of people correcting me on this mistake. The airdrop will be 10x larger than 150 million, more likely 1 to 1.2 billion. Top point earners will likely be in the 3 million range individually. Blur airdrops combined were $800 million. Blur is the NFT platform of the original founder of Blast, of Pacman and their team, and currently they're developing Blast, which is Ethereum layer 2, which is way larger project in the first place. And to compare these numbers and compare the event that might be happening, we have to get reminded of base. And remember, what was the initial psyop? What was the initial expectation that actually was used to onboard a bunch of people on base? It was the expectation of the airdrop, which is out of the question currently because base confirmed that they will not have the airdrop of their own token. But back at the end of winter, start of spring, start of March, people were actively promoting airdrop on base. Therefore, house money effect, where people are pretty much just playing with additional free funds that they just got from the chain. And what's interesting is that it's not just my words. We have to check out something like Bonk, one of the main meme coins on Solana, which had a crazy run back in autumn and caused the whole Solana meme season in the first place. It pretty much, I would say, Bonk even became a cause for the whole Solana as a token to appreciate in the first place, because on-chain activity definitely had driven the price of the token, of the ecosystem up as well. And who can better provide us with the professional feedback on the effect of the airdrop on the chain and on its largest meme coins than the exact market maker of Bonk, Gotbit, on Solana, that were behind the success of the project surging up initially. Let's hear what CEO of Gotbit has to say on the matter of airdrop being bullish events for the meme tokens or bearish events for the meme tokens, because maybe people will just sell on the airdrop and they will just leave, right? And nothing will be happening. And this $1 billion, it will just get airdrop, it will just go to zero, right? And nothing exactly will be happening. Let's hear what this guy has to say.
First airdrops brought a lot of on-chain liquidity to Solana, and it's easy to compare with Biden checks to US citizens during the COVID. So when this free liquidity comes into ecosystem, usually it stays into ecosystem and just distribute from airdrop hunters to most hyped projects on chain. And Bonk, I think from August till December, was the #1 hype on Solana. That's why they collected a lot of liquidity from airdrops.
Did you hear what he said? It cannot be better. Airdrop farmers, liquidity that airdrop farmers are receiving, it stays on the chain, and usually it's getting distributed to the largest, most hyped up projects on the chain. It's actually our goal, it's our mission currently to push Andy on Blast right now as high as we can. But I'm very, very sure that it is the top one meme coin on the chain. Narrative is just there, it's just the first one. The content, like quality of content, in some cases, it's even better than Ponky content in the first place. It's just so enormously well done and well designed in the first place. An interesting thing with people projecting for the sell-off and things like that, we are at 20 million market cap currently with $1.1 million in liquidity. If just $1 million out of $1 billion airdrop, that's less than 1%, that's 0.1%, will end up in Andy on Blast, it will push the market cap to 40 to 50 million, because you have to understand that correlation here is not linear. If you just multiply the liquidity by 2x, market cap is not getting multiplied by 2x, it's getting multiplied by more. Once Andy on Blast will have $2.2 million of liquidity, market cap will not be $41.6 million. It will be larger. It will be in 50 millions market cap. It's 60 million market caps, because this does not correlate linearly. And I'm speaking about only 0.1% of the airdrop ending up in the top meme on chain. That's internal liquidity from the airdrop. Imagine how much external liquidity will be coming based on hype, based on these things surging up. I don't think you understand what will be happening. I don't understand how people might say that there will be a sell-off on this thing. With all the bullish news, with all the market, with all the things the team is doing, it's just crazy. It's crazy, crazy cheap at this stage. 5 million of additional dollars of liquidity, which is 0.5% of the airdrop. It's less than 1%, 0.5, will push this thing more than 100 million market cap. That's at least 5x from here, and 5x we size. And you have to understand that with these things, the larger the market cap is, the more normal it is to actually buy into these things with size. The larger the market cap, the safer people actually feel to throw into 20k, 30k, 50k. Right now it's still not a consensus, like throwing 30k into Andy on Blast. Maybe only I had done something like this, along with probably a bunch of people, because we've jumped pretty heavily in the last several days, right? But the larger market cap will be growing. More and more people would essentially be doing that. Imagine we will actually be getting similar to Bonk-like run. Fundamentals are definitely there. And I want to show you one more thing. I will not be commenting anything on it, I just want to show it to you. Something else that the market maker behind Bonk on Solana shared as well.
I think that next chain, which will be famous for meme coins, can become Blast, actually. Blast can become really famous for meme coins. They launch in mainnet very soon. Probably mainnet will be live after this video will go out. And let's see if you're now watching it and there are a few famous meme coins on Blast. First, probably there are Gotbit clients, and second, probably I was right.
No comments here. Moving on to point number 2. And this is the question about different Andys and different chains and things like that. My logic here is simple. I'm always thinking about my upside in crypto investment and downside essentially as well. I'm always looking for the catalysts, for additional liquidity inflows, for certain events that will push other people to essentially buy into the token, to understand what type of liquidity inflow would essentially be coming in. We have to understand that Andy on Blast is the first Andy that ever appeared on the marketplace. You can just go on the DEX screener, type Andy and check out what is the token that was the oldest. And we see that Andy on Blast was the first. In crypto, first is first. Teams who are launching the first asset of the narrative, they have the best intentions in comparison to all the other teams, because all the other teams, they're essentially stealing the narrative in the first place because the narrative was so good, because the team that launched it the first was so smart. If they launched it the first, maybe, just maybe, they will continue to execute quite nicely moving forward as well. And it's the oldest and it's the first. You can be safe, they won't be dumping, they're not looking to sell right away. They are working long term to be the mascot of Blast. Large, successful meme coin on Ethereum layer 2 with the largest total value locked. And the token of the chain is not even launched yet. We also have to think about catalysts. None of the other chains are actually receiving a $1 billion airdrop. And they're not receiving it in 13 days from now. 13 days from now. It's just crazy for me to share this type of information at this stage. How many people are actually fading it at this stage? It's so crazy to hear. It's so crazy to understand. And some other default catalysts, right? Speaking about launches on centralized exchanges. Launches have to be timed up quite perfectly and quite nicely. Launches on the exchanges have to be timed quite perfectly at certain catalyst events to make sure that the largest amount of people who are interested in the token will actually get onboarded onto the exchange. And usually, launches on the exchanges, they need to happen in positive green markets, ideally where a bunch of retail is already in the market. And the thing with launches, if your project is launched on the exchange already, you cannot launch it second time. And people who are investing into the project, people like me, they just do understand that there are probably not a lot of catalysts left. What people have to look up to, what will happen moving forward, why people will be buying moving forward. This is a very important question that you have to respond to yourself. And speaking of our airdrop, it's only season 1. We will have season 2. The ecosystem will be developing. Launches will be happening. A lot of things are planned in the pipeline for this thing. It's a very interesting situation we are in currently. Moving to the point number 3. Market cap is too high at this stage. I won't be buying currently. It's already at $20 million. It was at $5 million last week. I could have bought it $5 million last week. Not a lot of people actually bought it 5. I even bought it $7 million. I made my $56,000 purchase at $7 million market cap last week. Not a lot of people were actually able to catch the absolute bottom in the first place. Adding into that, as mentioned, if 0.5%, less than 1% of liquidity from the airdrop, 5 million, will be ending up in Andy, Just understand how conservative these estimates are. 10% of the market cap of the chain should be ending up in the top meme token. It's 600 million market cap in our case. 600 million. I'm being very, very conservative right here. If only 5 million will end up in ND on Blast, it will push it as high as $150 million plus. It's at least 7x from here. And it's a very, very interesting trade. I even want to call it safe from my end, right? Just because of how much liquidity actually coming into the ecosystem. It's just so crazy to understand. It's just so crazy to see as well. Finalizing today's video, I would like to read several comments from the current holders of ND on Blast because they have several points that even I was not thinking on and essentially adding into my thesis. It's very, very important for us as investors to share our thesis so we can invest better on this marketplace. ND on Blast has the best artwork and marketing by long shot. The yellow character on yellow chain plus Blast airdrop liquidity injection lines up with my thesis. People will realize the price discrepancy very soon. It was 2 days ago. The market cap 2 days ago was $13 million. Right now it's already 20. It's already 50% up from this message. I'm originally from TradeFi. I was introduced to meme coins by stumbling onto your channel late last year, and I started to follow and implement many of your meme coin strategies. I have to say that I have made many multiples because of your calls, and I'm very grateful for that. I hope you keep this channel going because it could help many people out there that are looking for a way to improve their lives. Keep it real, love, and respect. Thank you very much. ND on Blast to the moon. Holding ND on Blast for the $1 to $1.2 billion airdrop coming on June 26. Those projections are from professional analysis of the airdrop valuation and historical Blur airdrops totaling 800 million. Same founder, Pacman Blur. Blast is bigger than Blur. Blast will be the only Ethereum layer 2 with native yield. Also, the Ethereum ETF will begin trading in the US soon, capturing some of the trillions in assets under management in the US markets. I'm just sharing my convictions here. I wanted to respond to your questions as I saw them on Twitter and on YouTube as well. I'm posting way more content on ND on Blast on my Twitter. Make sure to actually check out the link in the description and follow me on Twitter as well. I don't see strong invalidation for the bull case. It's just getting better and better the more information I figure out. We also have to understand that none of the marketing, of aggressive marketing, was yet launched by the team. They're working on it. It's just so crazy to understand what might be happening moving forward. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm willing to argue. I'm willing to debate on any type of opinion you basically have. I'm always looking for the invalidations for my theses. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.